Hi and welcome to a guitar instructional video for how to play the Guitar Shuffle by the great Big Bill Broonzy. This is an instrumental in the key of C. This is a great tune and it's got several really cool parts that aren't that tough to play. It's got a monotonic bass and several chords, which I'll show you along the way. And let's get started. I'm going to show you each part, play it through for you as it is on the song, and then I'll break it down and show you what's going on. Starts out in a kind of a G7 shape. So if you know a G chord, first position G chord, take your first finger up here, take your pinky off, first finger up on the first fret of the first string. Your bass, when you're in this position, is going to be the 3rd fret of the 6th string, which is a G note. Now you're going to thump that with your thumb, and you're going to use your palm of your right hand to mute it so it doesn't sound too twangy. It should just be a kind of almost a thumping, clicking sound. Let me play this all the way through for you one time. That's the first part. So that first part, G7th, what I'm doing is I'm using my first finger and I'm thumping on the bass with the thumb. And then I'm really kind of sweeping up and getting the first string and also the open 2nd string. Get that chord sound. It's not like I'm just hitting one string. Really getting the chord. So it starts out. Then he leads into the C with a little bass run, where I'm going from the 3rd fret to the 2nd fret on the 4th string with my ring finger and my 2nd finger. And then that takes him into a C chord. As I play that C chord, my bass now moves over to the 5th string, 3rd fret, C note, and once again I'm muting that with my right hand. Then my pinky is going to bounce up and down on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. Once again, I'm really kind of upstroking with my, brushing up with my index finger and getting a chord. And like that. So that first part. I'm having trouble with my finger pick staying on my finger. I cut my fingernails. Do the best I can here. And he does that again. Actually, the first time when he finishes the C chord, he walks back into the G with another little bass run. This is what makes the first part of the song sound cool. Walking from the 3rd fret of the 5th string to the 4th fret, an open 4th string or a D note. And back to that bass run. Now we go to a part of the song that you'll play over and over again several times. It's based, starts out of an F chord. To do this, you just get your normal bar chord shape, but you're not going to play it like a regular electric guitar bar chord. You're going to play it like this. First finger on the 1st and 2nd strings at the 1st fret. 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and then my ring finger on the 3rd fret of the 4th string. Then my thumb has got to get enough of the 1st fret of the 6th string to mute it so I can thump that bass. It may take some practice and some stretching to get your thumb to that point. And he plays a little turnaround where I'm really just stroking the 2nd and 3rd strings while I'm thumping that bass with my thumb. Now I'm popping up and down with my pinky on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Try to get that rhythm in your head. And he's going to slide. This is a C double stop that you'll hear Big Bill use quite a bit. So it goes from the F pinky on the 5th fret of the 1st string. Takes it off, and then gets that 5th fret of the 2nd string. So the whole piece. Now if you notice, I'm thumping on the bass still on the 5th fret, or on the 5th string, but I'm not fretting it. You can do that. You can just take you don't have to have a finger fretting any note. You can just thump the bass, and even if it's not in whatever key your chord is in, or it doesn't match the chord, you'll still get that percussive sound, which is what keeps the song going. So let me show you this again. And then he does a little chord thing. A flat 7. If you know your A 7th chord, just move it down. And I'm thumping on the 5th fret, open A string with my palm mute. G 7th. And I wind up back on that C chord, like this. So when I get the C chord, it's pinching the 5th fret of the 5th string, 3rd fret of the 5th string, with the open or the 1st fret, this getting the 2nd string, which has got my 1st finger fretting it at the 1st one, before I drop the pinky back down. So one more time. As he gets into the song, Big Bill plays some really cool runs that he uses as solo verses. First one, this is out of the key of G. So what I'm doing, let me just play it for you one time. The first part, what I'm doing, it's a G chord, but I'm going to take my thumb. This is the way I do it. I have no idea how Big Bill did it, since I've never seen film of him playing the song, but this is no blind Blake trick. I'm using my thumb on the 3rd fret of the 5th string, and then I'm using my index finger. I'm thumping that bass the whole time. I'm playing an open 3rd string. Then I'm hammering down on the 3rd fret. I'm using my 2nd finger for this. So it's like this. Open 2nd string, 3rd fret of the 2nd string, 3rd fret of the 1st string. Then I repeat that. And then I go to the 7th. The whole time I'm thumping the bass. So like that. That's kind of tricky to get the hang of. Not too tough. And then he goes into this double stop. And that's just an old Big Bill thing. What I do is to use my thumb and my index finger, slide in from the 2nd fret. That's that same position we used in the turnaround. 1st finger on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. My ring finger's on the 5th fret of the 2nd string. Then I walk it up from on the 2nd string, 3rd fret, 1st fret. And then wind up on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. I don't think it keeps the bass going. He just... the same turnaround. Alright, now he goes to another really cool lick. This is one that partly inspired me to learn how to play the song and a lot of Big Bill stuff. Out of the G chord, which is the 5 chord, he does a bass drum. Let me play this for you. That's It's really cool. What he does, you get a G chord shape, and you're going to keep that pinky anchored on the first string, 3rd fret. Starts off on the 3rd fret of the 5th, 6th string, G note, hits it once, and that lick, he's going to play it twice, but on the 2nd time he's not going to go back to the root, to the G. So that's what you're doing with your thumb. Now with your index finger, what I'm doing here is going from the 1st fret to the 2nd fret of the 5th string, then an open 4th string, open D. And then with my index finger, I'm stroking the 3rd string and the 1st string. Actually, I use my thumb and my index finger. Thumb, index finger. Then I'm getting the G chord, it's like a G chord, and then I'm pulling my pinky up. It's like this. Whoops. And I just move everything over to that C position. Doing the same thing with my thumb on the bass. Getting the 3rd string and the 1st string. And when I stroke those open strings, I really kind of upstroke with my index finger and hit both the 1st and the 2nd string. It's like a chord. You don't just want one note sounding. And you mute it by taking your fingers off, or you can mute it with your right hand too. Then you go to the next one. Then back to our turnaround.